One evening, as I was gazing at the sky, my eyes were drawn to the sight of a palm tree that was embracing the sky with pride and splendor. I began to look at it intently, letting my mind wander into a whirlwind of long and fleeting dreams that were unfolding before my eyes, a dream of being set free and reuniting with friends and family. That stream of thoughts passed as fast as a ray of light, and suddenly a very beautiful young woman appeared beside the palm tree. She was wearing a green, lightweight garment, and her beauty was further enhanced by her black hair that flowed in waves down to her waist. As I continued to look at her face, I saw what seemed like a portrait of supreme beauty. Subhanallah, the creator who fashioned her and painted her eyes with great skill. She placed her hands on the palm tree and began to circle it with unique grace and charm. Suddenly she lifted her head, and my eyes met her large black eyes. Some kind of magic coursed through me, my heart beat strongly. Her lips curved into an angelic, gentle and sweet smile that entered my heart and took root, spreading within my soul and leaving an effect like that of wine on its drinker. In a very short time, before I could even blink and take it in, she turned toward the palm tree and disappeared. I stood there motionless, staring at that very spot in amazement and deep thought. I pinched myself to make sure, because I felt as if I had been in a beautiful dream. I tried to convince myself that what I had seen was nothing but a dream that would soon vanish and be replaced by another. Nevertheless, I wanted to stay there, enjoying the search for the girl in the dream in case she might appear again. At times, I found myself stealing away from waiting here, longing for family and friends. I remained in that state for 5 days. On the 6th day, as the sun was setting, she appeared by the palm tree. Yes, it was her, the one in green. This time she sat on the ground as if she were a divine flower in a temple of beauty. My heartbeats quickened as she looked at me with her captivating eye, and her smile spread across her face like a love song that my thirsty heart had been waiting a long time to quench its thirst with. But suddenly she disappeared again, as if she feared the darkness of the night, the confinement of prison, and the horror of cells and shackles. I returned to my reality prison and guards, brothers and friends, my companions behind bars. But a question continued to trouble me. Have I become so confused that I love a shadow cast by my own thoughts? I submitted to knowledge and logic, reassuring myself that the one in green was nothing but a thought, and that what I had seen had no connection to reality. Nevertheless, my thoughts and ideas kept circling, until I found myself finally lost in her green beauty. I've been a prisoner of the girl in my dreams. Yes, within the rays of her beautiful light. I have loved her with a love unknown except to those whose hearts have been touched by the light of love and its endless magic. I tried again to restrain myself from thinking about her, but I found no way to do so. So I began to pretend to live with her in my beautiful dream, and I even feared the sound of a fly waking me up, interrupting the flow of my dreams and preventing me from bringing back the beauty of her eyes and the beauty of her smile that was painted in my thoughts. As the days passed, my only hope was that she would appear again. Half a year of my life passed, and with it came the time for release, the day of freedom that a prisoner's soul longs for so much. I was free. Behold, how beautiful it is to be a free human being like a butterfly. Suddenly, a sudden thought struck my heart after I felt great sadness and pain. I felt as if the spring flowers were scattering. My soul was trembling. I remembered the girl and the palm tree. I felt the pain of someone who has lost the most precious thing in their life. Everyone was urging me to get in the car that would take me back to the village, with puzzled looks on their faces as if asking themselves, "What is wrong with this man? Does he want to go back to prison?" I began to compose myself after sensing what they were thinking, and got into the car, just a body without a soul. As we were on our way back, the car's wheels rolled along the road. Joy filled my mother's heart, and laughter filled my sister Sarwa's heart. But me, I didn't even know where I was. I began to gather my scattered thoughts and strengthen myself, forcing myself to give up this obsession. Thoughts, feelings, dreams, and fantasies fought within me. In the middle of these fierce struggles, I began to blame myself until I felt like shouting, "Enough of dreams!" Sweat poured from me because of these struggles, until I was startled when I heard my mother's angelic voice. "Why are you sad, Hazen?" I smiled with sadness. She is my dear mother, a river of giving and an ocean of mercy. I am not sad, my mother. What is the matter is that I am a little affected by being separated from my friends who were in prison. After that, I began to talk with my mother and sister, reminiscing about childhood things and old memories. At home, it was full of people who had come to congratulate me on returning safely and unharmed, something that made me return to my normal state. Days passed, and I began to overcome my feelings until I could control myself again, assuring myself that what I had experienced in prison was nothing more than daydreams. After convincing myself that everything